Dr. John Owens. I'm a faculty advisor for Bearcast. Bearcast originated around the fall of 1999. That's when we started to pull students together to have organizational meetings to decide on the structure, the governing document, and also to acquire some equipment for the operations of the station. And it wasn't until January 2001 until the station was actually had a stream on the internet and was being promoted with regular programming. In the very beginning, we had to purchase our own music. We had to go to local record stores to acquire songs, and a lot of it was quite popular stuff, which is very different than the way Bearcast is programming today. Our music director today will probably get 5, 10 CDs a day that will come in that she'll have to review. And you know, it's a big change since the very beginning. You know, my role is a faculty advisor, and I hope that I've really focused on that last word, advisor, rather than in some cases where a faculty member or a professional would be hired to be the general manager of the station. I don't see myself in that role. As I mentioned, I think it is supposed to be and is designed to be student run. So students make the majority of the decisions, clearly the majority of the decisions related to music, related to the on-air schedule.
Hey, my name is Ryan Walton. I'm the music director at Bearcast Radio, and as music director, I listen to all the music that we get sent in at the station. Promotions companies send in records from a lot of independent bands, and we listen to them, and I talk to them about what I thought about the music, and I pick out music to be played on air on our format shows. I like working at Bearcast because I get to listen to a lot of unreleased music before other people hear, and I'm exposed to a lot of different artists that I wouldn't normally hear otherwise, and I get to talk to people that are located all around the country about music, and it's something that I really care about, so I get to do it at school. On Bearcast, we have format shows, which is for DJs who are beginners, and they have to play the music that the music director picks out, which is mostly independent artists. On Bearcast, we have a huge range of specialty shows. We have a jazz show, Take the D Train, and then we have hip-hop shows and loud rock shows, all the way to some talk shows like Terry Bankston's show called CDC Live, where he talks to students about building your resume and career development.
CDC Live was a concept that was developed as an extension of 2 classes that I teach, one being professional development in the College of Business, and a class called Special Topics in Career Decision Making, which is actually taught out of the counseling area. And it was to help students to become acquainted with occupations that were a little different, maybe ones that they didn't have a chance to acknowledge or even experience in the normal realm of the classroom piece. That if nothing else happens with my show, at least we trigger the thought process for folks to really keep going and focus, and also to make it a career opportunity for them.
Because of my experience at Bearcast, I've actually got to work at an internet radio station in Cincinnati called WOXY.com, and I also hope that this experience will turn into another internship at a radio promotions company, which is what I would like to eventually do after I graduate.
Doing play-by-play here on Bearcast has helped me a lot to get to a point where I feel comfortable being able to do commentary for a game, and I can take that to a radio station. And you always hear the term, you get your foot in the door when you get your first job. This is sort of like looking through the peephole at Bearcast, and this is the first step to getting your foot in the door in the real world. I'm Dylan Moody. I'm one of the sports directors here at Bearcast, and what I do is make sure that everything goes well behind the scenes so we can put out a good product for Bearcats athletics on Bearcast Radio. Bearcast Sports, we do play-by-play and color commentary for men's and women's soccer, women's basketball, and baseball during the course of the school year, and we also have sports talk shows here on Bearcast, such as the show I co-host, Thursday Night Throwdown. We have a hockey show, 5 Minute Major. With Bearcast being an internet radio station, it makes it a lot easier for Bearcats fans to listen to the sports that they want to here on Bearcast anywhere in the world. They can listen to women's basketball if they're on a business trip over in Las Vegas or something, or they can listen to Bearcats baseball if they're traveling down to Florida for spring break. whatever. They can listen to Bearcast Sports anywhere in the world because of Bearcast Internet Radio.
With a stolen base and then a punch out. Yep, that's pretty much it. Drew Smith at the stand up. Yeah, takes ball one. That one grounded fair down the third base line. That one headed for the corners.
We have this event called Brews and Bands where we bring in a few local bands that are from the Cincinnati area, and you can come out on a Friday night. It's once a month at the local coffee place called Baba Boudin's, and there's also drink specials. You can hang out and listen to local music and get some money off your drinks. Brews and Bands is a great event because it gets out the word on certain local artists, and it also helps promote Bearcast. Bearcast also puts on other special concert events. The beginning of this past year, we put on an event called Launch Music Festival, which we brought more artists that were from Cincinnati, and they played pretty much all day outside on UC campus, just the first week of school, just kicked off the year and promoted Bearcast through that show. Bearcast put on another concert event at the Rose Street Cafe. A local artist, Peter Adams, performed the entire album In the Aeroplane Over the Sea by Neutral Milk Hotel for its 11th anniversary. The event was awesome. Rose Street Cafe was packed. A lot of people came out, and a lot of people enjoyed the performance because it was a really unique concert that you couldn't really see anywhere else. Not only do these events promote Bearcast as a radio station, but we expose people to a lot of different music and makes Bearcast a bigger part of the community by promoting the local artists that we have here in Cincinnati.
Now we've been able to move over to bearcastradio.com versus bearcast.uc.edu, which was a little cumbersome for people to remember. I think it's a nicer home for Bearcast on the web. It's a little easier to maintain, and it certainly comes off the tongue a lot easier for people in the marketplace.
I've been at Bearcast as music director for 2 years, and we've gone through a lot of big changes. We went from a .edu website to a .com, and we have a new automation system, and we're just kind of updating the station to keep up with technology. Being an internet-only station, you kind of have to do that.
Being at Bearcast has been a lot of fun. I've been here for 3 years, and it's led to a director position for me. And in sports, we like to goof off a lot. We like to have fun. It's still a relaxed college environment, but when the dial gets turned on and people are listening, we know to keep it professional, and it's a lot of fun to do this here at Bearcast because, like I said, it's like getting a foot in the door, and you meet some great people along the way.
In my experience, I've just found the diversity at a college radio station to be immense, and the opportunity to bump into people who are not exactly like you is very high at a student radio station. It also gives you a voice into the campus community, and there's a lot of creative outlet within a student radio station, whether it comes from being on air and hosting your own show to doing production work, promotions and sales, highly creative and a way to connect to your campus that maybe you wouldn't have in any other platform.